Protists occupy a variety of ecological niches. Niches are known as a role in their environment. Some protists act as a food source for others in aquatic conditions. This is referred to as plankton, which is just a collection of many different protists that hang around the surface of water. Even though some protists take up algae for secondary endosymbiosis, many corals take up dinoflagellate algae called zooxanthellae. Corals are animals and can't undergo photosynthesis, but by harboring the algae, they can receive food from them. Because of their relationship with algae, coral reefs are found in tropical shallow waters all around the world and form a massive ecosystem for many, many different animals, algae, and microscopic life. Unfortunately, with pollution and ocean acidification from climate change, it has killed the algae and corals, making the corals become bleached. Without the algae, the coral die due to a lack of food. The photosynthetic capabilities of many protists are so important that they rival plants in oxygen output. Most of the world's oxygen comes from the ocean, since the oceans take up 3/4 of the Earth's surface, and the top layer consisting of many different photosynthetic algae giving off oxygen as a byproduct. Malaria is one of the most deadliest diseases known to humanity, killing hundreds of thousands of people a year in more tropical regions of the world. Although most people associate malaria to mosquitoes are simply vectors for the causative agent Plasmodium. Please note that only a handful of mosquito species are harmful to people. Plasmodium specifically utilizes the mosquito species Anopheles gambiae to survive and reproduce sexually. These mosquitoes then bite humans, where the protist will bore themselves into the red blood cells to asexually reproduce. Malaria destroys red blood cells, resulting in severe anemia and death. In this image, you see mostly red blood cells. The purplish structures are the Plasmodium protist. Malaria is becoming more prevented with pesticides that target this specific mosquito and producing vaccines and antiparasitic drugs to prevent and combat malaria. The genus Trypanosoma causes more blood-borne diseases. First is African sleeping sickness, which is spread by tsetse flies in Africa and South America. This disease evades the immune system by changing its cell surface glycoproteins. Like malaria, African sleeping sickness attacks and destroys red blood cells, lessening oxygen delivery, leading to anemia, fatigue, comas, and even death. Chagas disease is another Trypanosoma species, disease spread by blood-sucking kissing bug. They bite people at night and defecate on the wound, allowing the spread of the trypanosome. This can cause digestive and cardiovascular problems in some individuals. The plant parasites of human interest are those that cause diseases in crops. Some water molds are parasites to plants. If you live in North America, it may be thanks to a disease of potatoes called late blight, caused by a water mold that infests potatoes. In the mid-1800s, it was so bad it created a famine, causing many Irish families to move to the United States. Downy mildew is a problem on grape farms where the water mold infects leaves of grapes, discoloring them, reducing their photosynthesis, meaning fewer grapes. The spread of downy mildew was so bad in the late 1800s that it nearly collapsed the French wine industry. Some protists play an important role as being a saprobe. Saprobes grow on dead and decaying organisms, receiving nutrients from them and recycling them back to the soil or substrate. So while protists are a complicated classification of eukaryotic organisms, we will be looking up next at the true monophyletic grouping, kingdom fungi.